Well, Chess, it seems like we say this every time, but still a wonderful interview with Elaine. I love this idea of unlearning our silence because we hear this so often in teams that we're working with. Our leaders say, or the leaders we're working with, they say, I want them to speak up. And sometimes we don't realize the things we're doing that are quashing people being open with us.
Yeah. And she said, the old philosophy is, look, just do it. Just speak up. You go, wait a minute. That's about as unsafe as it gets, you know? And when leaders say, hey, my door is always open, go ahead. Tell me what you think, tell me what you really think. And all these warning signs go up and say, that doesn't sound safe to me. I'll tell you, one of my big takeaways is when she said that silence breeds silence. Especially when you're new, you're sitting in a meeting, are people speaking up or are they not speaking up? Okay, I'm going to do that. Whatever they're doing is what I'm going to do. And then she went on to say, and voice inspires voice. How do you give people a voice?
Because, we saw this as we were writing Anxiety at Work. We heard this, especially from younger people who said, are you kidding? Why would I speak up? What benefit is there? Because I won't, as she says, I won't be seen as a team player. I'm not holding the party line.
Easy to work with.
Yeah. Oh, he's so easy to work with. He doesn't ever make waves. And so who wants to be the person who sticks their head up above the foxhole? You get shot that way. And so, I loved her analogy, the 86-year-old grandmother, which I think, maybe you and I are getting to that point where we go, look, if somebody fires us, a client fires us, we'll be fine. We'll survive. Yeah. We've got to that point where, we're happy to share our thoughts, but we got to get to that point where we just share what we're thinking. We're going to be happier. We're going to add more. That's the kind of environment we want.
Yeah, no, listen, my dad in his later years, he said, it's great being old. He says, you can say anything. And when you were younger, it might seem a little brash or even creepy. He goes, when you're old, it's just charming. Oh, that sweet old man. Yeah. I love that. 86-year-old grandmother, they just don't care. They'll just tell you, I really appreciated when she said, when we've talked about taking it home. Being seen, being heard, being valued. And that's the essence of really a healthy and intimate relationship. And she talked about the fact that, look, I'm a mother, I'm a spouse, I'm an Asian woman in a white man's world kind of thing. And how do I act? There are certain expectations. My opinions are going to be lower on the ladder. And the example she gave of the 5-foot woman putting her bag in the overhead, this was not designed for me, Design it so that people have a way to express themselves in a way that's most comfortable for them. Yeah. Whether it's a Slack or it's writing or it's speaking or it's in a group, figure that out. And if you do the heavy lifting up front, it gets easier. She talked about a 30-second conversation. Yeah.
Because, that scenario where our CEO called me in, he thought everybody should, because he was a former lawyer, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. He thought everybody should be comfortable verbally because that's how he made his living. Well, no, I wasn't comfortable being, talking with higher ups, people of authority about very, touchy situations. But I remember sending you big, long, typed out ideas, and you were very thoughtful with it because you saw that's how I communicated. So it's really powerful that way. And so I loved what she was saying when, what can managers do? She said, look, leaders are well-intentioned. They say, what do you think? And everybody's thinking, I think that's a trap.
That's a trap.
Instead of having
you're being kind, you're not. You're
what do you think,
my
everybody?
Anxiety levels to go through the roof. Exactly.
I think you're brilliant, boss. I think every idea that comes out of your mouth is a gem. Versus, she says, have some standard questions. Look, okay, so what are the pros of this idea? Okay, what are the cons? What are the issues that we're going to face? Who do we need to get involved? Whatever the standard questions are, she says, have those. That's powerful.
Yeah. And then the response, you and I talk about this idea of I noticed when people are anxious means I care. She said, your response can be, well, look, from where I sit, it's a different perspective. I see it differently is a great way to start the conversation. Not that what you're seeing is wrong. It's just from where I sit, I see things differently. And then her personal rituals of what do I need? What do I need right now? Do I need to go for a walk? Do I need some quiet? Do I need to be with people? I thought that was such a great question. I'm going to start using that. What is it that I need right now in this moment? And it's going to vary from moment to moment, right?
But you know what never varies, Jess, is our need for our producer, Brent Klein. See how
So
smooth that was?
And
So
that is
smooth.
such a smooth transition. You're a master. And it was verbal, which is not you. Yeah.
We need our producer, Brent Klein, to make things sound better than they usually come out. To Christy Lawrence to help us find amazing guests. And all of you who listened in, we appreciate you. If you like the podcast, please share it. We'd also love you to visit thecultureworks.com. You get some free resources there, including you'll find out about a new keynote we have that's pretty exciting, Leading Through Uncertainty.
Yeah, that's a good one. We're excited to get that out there. And, we speak to audiences literally all over the world, virtually or in person, on topics of culture, teamwork, resilience, mental health. Give us a call. We'd love to speak to you at your event. Again, either live or virtual. And please pick up a copy of Anxiety at Work. It's available everywhere. It's on Audible, it's Kindle, it's hardcover. And we also have a new format for it called Lit Video Books, where they've taken our book and condensed it down to a 29-minute video book. It's really interesting. It's litvideobooks.com. And we have our wonderful new gratitude journal called The Gratitude Habit, available everywhere. Listen, we really appreciate you tuning in. And Adrian, as always, I'll give you the last word.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Until next time, we wish you the best of mental health.